So who will Hugo Bruce be taking to the 2026 FIFA World Cup? Well, as it happens, that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. And we have 24 names that are almost guaranteed and two more spots, call it three, that are still sort of debatable. So let's get into it. The first one, of course, captain, my captain, there's no arguments there, Ronwen Williams. The second one is going to be obviously Ricardo Kos. We saw that in the previous game he wasn't played, but that's just because it was for the good feeling that Bafana were trying to give to Ronaldo Lina because he was playing in Cape Town and he's from Cape Town and all of that. But the third goalkeeper is not going to be Ronaldo Lina, pending how the season continues. And yes, it's going to be Brendan Peterson. The reason for this is because Hugo Bruce himself said it. He said that if Peterson had not picked up that injury or that medical procedure that he had done, he was going to be selected. Ronaldo Lina was actually selected in place of Peterson. So that means Peterson is the one player who's going to take that place. Which brings us to Sailor Mutau. There is no debate here, so let's not waste time. The next player is going to be Umathuludi. Now, Umathuludi is kind of tricky because in these two last friendlies, he wasn't played and it wasn't like, easy a like for like with Umtau. He does have a lot of attacking attributes, but he can also defend, which is the primary job. But we know you are also needed to go up and down. I just wonder how much Bruce trusts him, but there's a contingency to Mdao, and we're going to talk about that later on. Contingency to this problem of Mdao and Mathuludi, and we're going to talk about it later on in the video. Which brings us to Modiba on the left, no arguments. Here again, the person that is going to be competing with is this guy. Now, we have to talk about Samgelo Kabini because clearly Hugo Bruce seems to rate him. Since the game of Nigeria, remember that game he played, even in the AFCON he played, and in the friendlies he played, but it's not been convincing. He's just not been convincing, and we're going to talk about the solution to this towards the end of the video again, because I know I'm not the only one who's not convinced by Ukabini. The guy looks scared. Even in the picture, you just see here, I know in games Valley looks scared, but even there's something that's not happening right. Which brings us to the left-footed center backs. The first one is Umbogazi. The second one is Mfana Luagandamane, who has been brilliant. Obviously, Umbogazi is going to start ahead of Undamane because, Mbogazi is strong and Mbogazi. Both of them have a good passing range, but Mbogazi as an overall player is just better than Undamane. Which brings us to the right-footed centre-back, Ime Okon. Ime Okon had a good, or rather an okay debut in the second game. But I know, because of the whole thing of him being half Nigerian, half South African, there are a lot of things that people are finding, why is he doing that? Like, why are we doing this? Is it only because he's Nigerian? Because just a year ago, people were talking about Lucas Ribeiro Costa playing for South Africa. But he's not even half South African. It was just because he's not been picked by, he had not been picked by Brazil. So we're like, now we can pick him as a South African. But now a guy who's actually half South African, and according to FIFA laws, he's eligible to play for South Africa, and he chose to play for South Africa. Yet here we are picking, and even the smallest things where he couldn't have done anything about. Like, look at the goal that Ronaldo Lina conceded. The shot was taken. Ronaldo Lina is supposed to either save that ball or punch it out for a corner. But people are saying, Ime Okon was late. Really? Man, guys, come on. Let's stop this thing. There are times where we can criticize players, but not when they didn't do anything. Which brings us to the other right-footed centre-back, and that is Nkosinathi Sibisi. And I will tell you now, Pirates fans will know. They watch Pirates every week, and one of the players who is, I don't want to call him a problem player, but not been convincing this season at least, is Usibisi. However, there is also an element of a squad and having a team that plays together ukuthi since it's been part of a setup since the first, I think it was the second game against Burundi. He made a mistake in that game, I remember very well, and he's made some other questionable things at Bafana Bafana and at Pirates. But since he's already part of the setup, I don't think Bruce will now just drop him, especially given the fact that he's also sort of part of the leadership of the Bafana Bafana team. So yeah, I think he stays and he's going to be there. If you are enjoying the video, please do make sure to subscribe to the channel. This then brings us to our midfielders, and that is Tebogo Mokoena, no questions. The second one is Uspepe Lostole, and I know a lot of people are not happy or have not been convinced by his performances of late. And I think that when you talk about, let's get back to Stole, is that him and Umkwena are going to be very, very important as a partnership. Obviously, the problem is Ustole has not been doing so great, but in terms of what these games, like we saw against Panama, they demand a lot of physicality, and him and Mkwena are very physical, and they are the type of midfielders that Hugo Bruce prefers. That is why Jaden Adams, although now he's gonna be there, but he's selected after Aupas was not available, because even when Aupas was not playing for Sundowns, when both of them and Adams were not playing, he was still selecting Aupas because Aupas is big, he's a big boy. So I think that that's a possibility that might happen. Uguti Ustole is coming even though he's not been performing that great. Once again, it's been part of the setup, so you don't want to change and completely have new partnerships in that. That is why I think Adams has also been tried in that other second friendly, because he's also, being prepared, because it's one thing playing together at Sundowns and it's another playing together at Bafana Bafana, because you'll find at Sundowns, so when you watch Sundowns, you'll see Uguti, the fullbacks they are asked to give width on the right and the left. But sometimes you see Bafana Mdiba can invert, or Sundowns can invert, and then maybe Matthew stays wide. But Bafana, it's slightly different, because take for example our police, who we'll talk about later on in the video. At Pirates he plays on the right, and at Bafana has been mainly playing on the left. It's only recent that they've started playing him on the right, but for the most time he plays on the left. So those minor tweaks that the different coaches make can decide games. So yeah, Jaden Adams is coming, and last but not least, in the 8-6 role is going to be Talent Mbata, who was not played in the, what's his thing? Was not played in the, who I think only played 5 minutes the second game. Oh yeah, I did play even in the first game. But it doesn't seem like he's a starter. They just see him as a player who can come in when we're desperate to help us with a goal, or come in maybe to help us with some physicality in midfield, because I always watch Pirates games, and one thing that I know that Talent Mbata is trusted for mostly, it's not really that he's going to control games. You have Nemtajela for that at Pirates. It's not that he's going to be adding defensively. You have Makaola for that. It's not that he's going to be creative. You have Mfukeng Apolis for that. Maswanganye if he's playing. So he's like in this weird shape position of, I will add goals, but I'm not really like the primary goal threat, but I will just add, an additional threat of goals. And now the fact that he's also a big boy, he also fits what Hugo Bruce is trying to do. So that is why he's just there and is never used that much, because there isn't something that is a standout about him, except Tuguti. He can come in and he can take shots from range, and he can get at the end of the ball and score, which he has done at Bafana Bafana. So he serves his role. It's just that unfortunately he never starts games, and I don't think he likes that, but it is what it is. Then that brings us to Shikabala. I think we saw him when he came on in that game against Panama in the second half. Boy, do we still need Mushishi. Yo, Mushishi is important to Bafana Bafana. He is vital. He is crucial. And I think he still starts ahead of Mfukeng in the World Cup in most games. And speaking of Mfukeng, he's still on the list, and I'm listing him as a number 10, not as because he wears number 10, but as a number 10 who's going to be competing with Umshishi. The only issue with Mfukeng right now that he has whenever he's played in Bafana Bafana in pressure games is that he's sometimes gets bullied. And I even wonder whether or not that might make them play him as a winger so that he runs away from the congested midfield where the likes of Mexico will bully you, where the likes of Czech Republic with big and tall players could just push him around. I just wonder if they will end up putting him wide because a lot of South Africans, football fans, have been saying, yeah, is there a situation where we play Themba Zwane, Mfukeng, and Apolis all at once? Yes, absolutely there is. Mfukeng can play on the right, invert, become a second 10, or he can play on the left, invert, become a second 10. Apolis plays on the right and then have a freedom because he's been one of the most creative players for Ibafana Bafana. So I wonder where he's going to play. And I wonder now, having watched his own games, because it's not to say he's been bad, he's good. We know the quality of Mfukeng. It's just that sometimes when teams get physical, he then kind of gets put off, which I hope he noticed it and he can improve on that in making sure that, because he is very good at finding spaces, but if in that space there is in, they also find him and push him around, then he kind of struggles a bit. So I hope that that can be addressed because Umfana Mnandi, like hands down, is in that number 10 role after Vele Umshishi retires, because I think the World Cup will probably be his last tournament. Mfukeng is taking over that position, and rightfully so. Which brings us to the right wingers. I'm just going to say wingers, because at this point I don't know how the wingers are played, because sometimes the wingers are this one, Umuremi for example, he's played on the left, sometimes he's played on the right. So it's him. I will tell you, with Umuremi, there is still a smaller thing of decision making that needs to improve. It decision making needs to improve. Like, make a pass or shoot. There is someone who's free, give him the ball. Don't just run with the ball. Did you check up? And I know this because I've seen it from Pirates fans complaining about it. So I hope those things improve, because what I do know is that since we have Mexico, Czech Republic, and South Korea, in some of those games we'll be sitting deep defending. And the pace of players like Abo Muremi will be needed. So I just hope that when we get those moments, because we'll get them, where we are running in behind, he can be able to make the right decisions. Which brings us to Umasego, who I honestly think should be starting, right? I think he should be starting ahead of Umoremi, because as a player, pace-wise, is much more rapid, one. But also, number two, he scores. Like, he just scores since his days at Sundowns, but also even when he was at SuperSport, he was just a goal threat. And I know that he's just returned from Bafana Bafana, and he might be seen as a reserve or a person who can come in and finish games. So I think that Umremi can play after Umrena, not Umrena njalo. Look at me saying Umrena njalo, angafika Umrena njalo. So I hope that can be the case. Ukuthi Masego could be that player who starts in either wing. And then we talked about Matuludi and Mutau on the right back. But a player who can also solve the problems at right back, but at the same time still solve problems as a right winger, is the one and only Mr. Smile. I I would be surprised if Umrena is not in the Bafana Bafana squad. He wasn't in the squad now because of the injury, but I really need him to be there. Because as I said, Umatuludi, we haven't seen him play. But experience Kamrena and his ability to play as a winger and as a right back, and even at sometimes we've seen him play together with Umdao sometimes. So they could even run that wing, both of them. They have an understanding. If it's Mrena who overlaps, who stays forward, there's cover at the back. Sometimes they can even swap. You see Mdao going forward, you still have a capable Morena at the back. So I think it would be a good idea to have him in the team, and I think he will be in the team. Which brings us to the star player. Yabona makhulunywa ngalo mjida lo. Yabo at Pirates is very good, just like he was good at Polokwane City. But it's like there's a new version that unlocks when he's at Bafana Bafana. He's an animal, lo mjida Bafana Bafana. Yo, I also know police is dangerous at Bafana Bafana. He's really good. So yeah, he's definitely going, and he's definitely one of the names on the team sheet. Wherever the coach is saying, I'm picking my team, he's the first one there. And that brings us to someone that people are not happy with, and that is Lyle Foster. One thing that Hugo Bruce said about him is that he's a good striker, he's just lazy sometimes. And lazy decision making can make a good player look bad. Like, if someone is lazy, I have to run and chase the ball, and he hesitates a bit, there is kind of a problem. And that is why I think he won't be good enough on his own. That is why this man Reyners must be there, so that he can even bench him if push comes to shove. Just bench him, start Reyners, wake him up for step, because I know there are games before the World Cup that we're going to play, maybe 2 just before the World Cup. So we need Reyners to be there, and we need Reyners to be in the Bafana Bafana setup again. Which brings us to evidence. Ngwanasesi Makgopa. Naye, once again, height for a striker, we need that. And the pressure, the aggression when we're marking. The goals, not so much, but the other aspects of the ball things that it does for the team will be important. Which then brings us to the end, not of the video. We have 24 players that we've counted. The 2 spaces now are going to go to either one, Monapule Saleng as a winger, because he has goals in him. We've talked about Moremi and his decision making not being that great, and Masego just returned to the Bafana Bafana setup. We have to talk about Ronaldo Lina in case Bafana Bafana decides to take 4 goalkeepers. We have to talk about Letlapa, who could possibly go, because once again Ukabin is not that convincing. We have to talk about Tungezana, who refused to undergo an operation because he wanted to make the squad of Bafana Bafana. And on the 19th, his team confirmed that he's back and training, so he might still make the Bafana Bafana squad. And last but not least, Patrick Maswanganyi, who can be a 10 because he plays as a 10 for Pirates. And if you ask me, who are the 2 players that I think will end up making the last 26, the last 2, I think it's going to be him, Umaswanganyi, because he's naturally a 10 and he can play there. Because we don't know what's going to happen with Tembazwane's minutes and whether he's going to get injured or not. And you can't just have Mfukeng as the only available 10 in the team, because he can be an option as a winger as well. So I think Umaswanganyi makes the cut. And the other one is going to be Siyabonga Ngezana, another player who's clearly wanting and desperate to be in the Bafana Bafana setup. And he's performed and he's played well. But Tiki Clubism will tell you that he sucks, but it doesn't. He's played very well for Bafana Bafana. And Vele right now, Ime Okon was only called up because Ngezana was not there. But I think there is a situation whereby, remember that you have Undamane and Umbogazi. And if the situation of Mudiba is not that great, let's say he's injured or he's tired, you can always play Undamane as a left back, and then Ungezana and Umbogazi will play together, which means Undamane could basically be an option for left back, and then that leaves and Umbogazi has also played as a left back as well, because he also likes running up and down. He's a defender, yes, but where was he when he scored the goal, right? He was like a 10. He was outside the box. So if they want to allow Mbogazi to go forward, let's say they are not convinced with Umodiba, they can always allow Mbogazi to go forward, which means Undamane will play as a left centre back, and that means there's going to be a need for an additional centre back. But who do you guys think is making the Bafana Bafana squad to the World Cup? Do let me know down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next.